All right, let's get right into it. If you've ever tried to sell anything, a product, a service, even just an idea, you know that feeling, right? You've got something you believe in, something great, but getting someone else to see it, well, it can be a real battle. So why is it so hard to close the deal? Today, we're going to break down the psychology of why most sales pitches fail, and more importantly, how you can flip that script completely.
I mean, to really get a sense of this problem, just look at this number, 90%. Every single year, something like 30,000 new consumer products get launched, and a staggering 90% of them fail. They're just gone. Think about all that wasted time, money, and great ideas. But why? Are all those products just bad? Not usually. The real reason is a lot more interesting.
The real culprit is a super common trap called marketing myopia. It's this fundamental mistake where we fall in love with what our product does, the features, the specs, all the cool bells and whistles, and we totally lose sight of what the customer actually needs. We get so obsessed with the tool that we forget about the job it's supposed to do for them.
And this quote just nails it perfectly. Nobody wakes up in the morning thinking, man, I really want to buy a drill today. No, they wake up because they need a hole in the wall to hang a picture of their family. The drill is just how they get there. So selling the drill's awesome motor speed or its fancy grip, that's marketing myopia. But selling the idea of a perfect, easy quarter-inch hole, now you're solving a real problem.
When you're stuck in that myopic mindset, the whole sales process turns into this exhausting game of tug-of-war. You know how it goes. You pitch your features, you talk about how great you are, and the second you bring up the price, they hesitate. So you push a little harder, and they pull back a little more. It's this constant battle, and eventually the prospect just gets tired and lets go of the rope. And poof, they're gone.
So what's the secret? How do you win? Well, and this is going to sound a little crazy, you have to completely stop selling. I'm dead serious. What we're going to do is explore a powerful hybrid strategy that takes the best from spin selling and combines it with a game-changing negotiation framework from Harvard. Once you get this down, you make your solution so undeniable that saying no just feels wrong.
Okay, so how in the world do you stop selling? Well, the first part of this new approach starts with a huge shift. You stop talking so much and you start asking really smart questions. You're going to transform from being a salesperson into more of a doctor or a diagnostician. And that is the heart of the SPIN strategy.
Now, SPIN is just an acronym for 4 kinds of questions you ask, and the order is key. You start with situation questions, just to get the lay of the land, the basic facts. Then you move into problem questions, trying to uncover what's not working for them, what their frustrations are. Next, and this is the big one, you ask implication questions to explore the real cost of those problems. And finally, you use need-payoff questions to get the customer to tell you why they need a solution. It's brilliant.
And this right here shows the night and day difference. The amateur finds one little problem and immediately jumps in to pitch their huge, expensive $120,000 solution. It's overwhelming and the client's walls go straight up. But the spin pro? They find that same small problem, but instead of pitching, they start digging. They use those next questions to uncover the true hidden cost of that small problem.
This is the absolute magic of the I in SPIN. The implication questions. You take what seems like a tiny annoyance, like a machine that's a bit clunky to use, and you help them see its true impact. You ask things like, so how much extra are you paying in overtime because of that clunkiness? Or what's the dollar value of the products that get messed up each week? The key is, you aren't creating problems. You're just holding up a mirror to the painful, expensive consequences of the problems they already have.
All right, so you've done it. You used SPIN perfectly. You've shown the client they have this huge, costly problem, and guess what? You've got the perfect solution. But then it comes, the pushback on price. It always does, right? This is where we bring in our second secret weapon, the Harvard negotiation framework.
The single biggest mental shift you can make in any negotiation is to move from talking about positions to talking about interests. A position is what someone says they want. I need a 20% discount. But an interest is why they want it. I need that discount because my budget for this quarter is totally tapped out. See the difference? Arguing over positions is a dead end. It's a you versus them battle. But once you uncover the interest, the why, you can start solving the real problem together. Maybe it's not a discount they need, but a creative payment plan. Suddenly, you're not opponents anymore. You're partners solving a puzzle.
Here's another incredibly powerful way to get out of that price tug-of-war. You ground the conversation in objective, fair standards. Instead of it being your opinion versus their opinion, you lean on neutral facts. You can ask things like, what's the typical market rate for this kind of service? Or what do the industry benchmarks show as a fair price? By bringing in these external, respected facts, you take the personal conflict right out of it. It's not about one person winning anymore. It's about both of you arriving at a fair number based on reality.
Okay, let's bring this all home. When you combine spin questioning with the Harvard negotiation mindset, it's more than just learning a few new tricks. It requires a really profound shift in how you see yourself. You're no longer a salesperson. You are a solutioneer. You're an expert problem solver.
This is the ultimate cautionary tale. The massive railroad companies from back in the day, they're mostly gone. Why? Because they thought they were in the train business. They were selling train tickets. They failed to realize they were actually in the transportation business. So when cars and airplanes came along, better ways to solve the transportation problem, the railroads were left in the dust. You have to ask yourself, are you just selling train tickets, or are you in the business of getting people where they need to go?
And listen, when you really make this change, when you truly become a solutioneer, something amazing starts to happen. Your customers stop being just a line item in a spreadsheet. They become your partners. They become your biggest fans. Because you didn't just sell them something, you genuinely helped them solve a painful problem, they're going to tell everybody. They become your best, most powerful marketing engine, bringing new business right to your door.
So I'll leave you with this one question to chew on. The next time you walk into a sales meeting or write an email or even just think about your business, ask yourself this. Are you focused on selling the quarter-inch drill, or are you obsessed with delivering the perfect quarter-inch hole? Because I promise you, the answer to that question changes everything.